Wow. Hold on to the love you got. The story, well, you cannot possibly say anything about my mission without mentioning Ziggy Marley and his influence on me. Because when I was 18, I left school to go help Bob Marley sing redemption songs, and I met Ziggy at Range Festival in 1988, and he was kind to me, and he signed my jacket, which I then went to London with, and I played on the streets, and my mission began like that, with Ziggy Marley's signature on the back of my denim jacket saying "Jah live." So from the beginning, the mission was kind of like blessed by Ziggy in that sense. So hold on to the love you got. It just continues with my love for melody makers. Um, I would look at every detail. So when I was on Facebook and I saw the name Erica Newell, I was like, the Erica Newell? Because, I check out everything on every album, sleeve, everything on album Melody Makers. And so when I saw that name, Erica Newell, I was like, I know that name. So I sent a friend request and she accepted me as a friend. And I realized that I was a friend with a member of Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers. And this back in Barcelona, we're talking about 2007, maybe 2008. I'm not sure, I can't remember quite. But we've been good friends on Facebook for a long time. And a little after Erica, I became friends with Squidly Cole. When I saw his name, I was like, Squidly? The Squidly? I was, yeah, Squidly. You know. So he sent some of his albums to me in Barcelona. I tried to promote it. Yeah, it was really good. Babylon Days. So the song that I really loved. Beating up the drum again, beating up the drum again. I got to play it for my people. Beating up the drum again, beating up the drum again. People loved it in Barcelona. We promoted it. And so then when I finally made it to South Africa to begin my work in 2013, I kind of like got to know of Alina Reid. I can't remember which one was Alina I met first or Aston, but it must have been Aston because of Aston Jr. And that time Aston was playing the bass. He wasn't playing drums like now. He probably did play drums, but he was more like profiling like a bass player in the footsteps of his father. So kind of like became friends on Facebook. And next thing was when I had walked from Cape Town to Botrefier, I came up with this song, and I really don't know what got in my mind to think of that, but I thought that boy, I would really like Aston and Alina and Reggae Force to produce this song. And so I told them that, and I said, well, we will split it 50-50. And other artists can sing on it, and it'd be like a anthem for my walk, because they like my walk. They like what I was saying and what I was doing, and that I was actually in Africa doing it. So come think of it, no, but that's another story. That's another story. I'll say that in a different one. Let me just keep that out. I had to do something with Bob Marley's girlfriend Esther Anderson, but that's a different story. I will tell it. So I I sent it to them and they liked it, and they built a track. So 600 kilometers of walking later, I heard the track, and then several months later, I did the vocal and I sent it. But in the meantime, I told Erica that we needed back backing vocals for it. And then my fiance wife at the at that time, Nikki Ford, she paid the money for Erica to do the backing vocals, and then she paid for me to go do another vocal overdub in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then we have this. I'll call it a demo because I know that Aston has become busy ever since. Aston, when I spoke to Erica to begin with about the project, and I told her that Aston was doing it, she says, Aston, that's somebody to look out for. He's beginning to make some waves, you and he hadn't blown up as he has now. He hadn't put the Wailers together. I remember talking to Aston and saying, "Boy, is there any chance of the Wailers coming together?" He says, "No." He says, "No." So the bad blood between the members was too bad, whatever, blah blah blah. So, because I really wanted to market the walk as the Wailers, as a Wailers thing, that the Wailers, the remaining members of the Wailers would come and would fill stadiums as I walked from Cape Town to Cairo. That's what I wanted to do. I had met Aston, family man Barrett, in Barcelona, and I told him about the walk, and he had agreed with it. So I thought I had them, you know. So I tried to follow up with that, but Aston Jr. said that, boy, forget it. So by the time I told Erica that Reggae Force had done the track, he said that she heard some of the stuff that Aston was doing and it looked promising. And it was true. So a little after that, he put together the Wailers. I remember the post that he made on Facebook said, "Me and my cousin Josh is gonna sing, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do the Wailers," and he just went ahead and did it, and not he never looked back, and it's just gone from strength to strength. He showed incredible strength, you know, until the Grammy nomination, you know. Um, but then obviously he got pretty busy, so in that sense, he wasn't as available to my fledgling project as he was before. But he was very kind when we talked. We even spoke on the phone about the process and everything. He was extremely kind. Well, what a brother, you know, really cool. And so now here we are. I'm going to put out this demo and we're going to do our best to get the project going and for me to follow up on what we're supposed to do. We haven't done no paperwork and I'm just making this video to let everybody involved, the entire reggae force, to know that I'm simply working along the guidelines of what the agreement was so many years ago. And we were working with this as a demo and just going to build up a big following for it and a buzz for it. And if necessary, we can remix it or go right back in the studio and redo it all over again. Because, like I say, everything that I'm doing is basically, I look upon it as a type of demo. I don't see it as a final product. I really believe all the songs need a lot more attention and the best players and best producers and arrangers before we can call them real records. So for me, everything I've done so far is a demo. You know, one love, Rastafari.